What is going on, everyone? I got a special one today as I'm going to be unboxing, setting up, and going over some technical properties on the Horizon Forbidden West PS5 bundle. Now, I gotta say, I was a bit surprised that this did not come with the actual disc, but a voucher code, but it seems that the digital media is the direction we are heading towards. I'm also going to be covering the external SSD and internal M.2 drives, so make sure you stay tuned. There are a lot of special features you need to know to maximize your PS5 to its full potential. Well, I'm hoping by now you had secured your PS5 already and it's available maybe in the stores, maybe not. But if you haven't, I just made a video on how to help you get a PS5 and you should definitely check it out if you are looking for one. And the link is just right above there. You could look at it. Now let's open this unit and see what we have inside. Now the box is similar to the original disc version, so the only difference you get is the voucher and the instruction manuals. So out of the box, you're getting your DualSense controller, you're getting your versatile stand, you're also getting the HDMI 2.1 cable, and this is the cable you should be using, especially if you're playing at 144 Hz monitor. You're getting the AC adapter, USB-C controller charger, and for Horizon Forbidden West voucher code. Now, to install the stand vertically, we're going to remove the little cap on the bottom of the PlayStation 5 and turn the wheel on the stand to expose the screw, and that's where we are going to put that little cap from the bottom of the PS5 inside the stand. This is also where we can take our screw and screw it on the bottom of the PlayStation 5. But first, let's make sure our stand is aligned properly. We put the PS5 on top of it, make sure it's secured and aligned, and then we could screw it on the bottom. This helps the PlayStation stay steady and avoid tilting over or being knocked around, and also going to make it look nice and slick. If you choose to position your PS5 horizontally, make sure your stand is turned in this direction with the grips facing on the side. Find the PS5 logo textures that we could see here, and that's where the forks will hook into. This keeps the PS5 nice and steady and allows extra ventilation. Another cool thing I wanted to point out that some of you may have overlooked is the texture that's inside the PlayStation 5 cover. You could feel them, there are tiny little textures, but if you look closely, those are the actual symbols of PlayStation, the O, X, triangle, and square, and they also appear on the back of your PlayStation 5 controller, providing you that extra textured grip. Going over the ports, we have two USB ports on the back of the PlayStation, Ethernet cable outlet for your internet, HDMI port, and AC adapter. And on the front of the PlayStation, we have one USB port and USB-C port. Now, keep in mind that the two ports in the back of your PlayStation are 3.0 and considered super high speed at 10 gigabits per second, and the USB port in the front is just a 2.0 high speed. So what does this mean? Well, if you're using accessories that would require higher bandwidth, it is recommended you use the back ports to reduce lag, such as your PlayStation HD camera or PlayStation VR system. While your front USB port is great for charging your PlayStation 5 controller, putting in your toggle for your wireless headsets. I personally use it to charge my phone while I'm gaming away. The most useful port, in my opinion, is the USB-C port, which has the most functionalities. One of the most useful gadgets you can hook up is your USB-C hub, which allows you to have extra USB ports to hook up your mouse, keyboard, or whatever else you're using. You could also find with a media slot where you could insert your SD or mini SD card and upload your media and photos to your PlayStation 5. So I personally use my USB-C port for this SSD 1TB Samsung hard drive, which supports 10 gigabits per second speed. Very fast hard drive. You could find the link to all the products I'm discussing in my affiliated link down below in the description. I use this hard drive to store media and capture footage from my PlayStation to this drive, and then I could upload it to my computer and edit it. And I will discuss at the end of the video the two different formats that you could use the drives for. You could also use the USB port, USB-C port for another USB port, or for an audio jack if you want to input some speakers. Some things that you cannot use is for a HDMI, or you can also not use this for Ethernet. Now that we have discussed the ports and the external storage solution, let's focus on PlayStation's internal option for storage in the M.2 form factor. So before we open this up and look more into it, let's look at PlayStation's spec sheet and see what their requirements are for our M.2 storage. So the interface that they require is a PCIe Express Gen 4x4 supported by M.2 NVMe SSD Key M.
What the hell is even that?
Well, I'll do my best to try to explain it. The PCIe Preferable Component Interconnect Express is the interface standard for connecting high-speed components. Gen 4 is the fourth and latest generation of PCIe and doubles the transfer rate of the previous generation 3. The X4 is the number of PCIe lanes used by the M.2 card. Think of it as a highway lane. If there are many cars, they will get congested in one lane. But if the highway opens up to 4 lanes, the cars, which is data, will flow quicker and increase the transfer rate. The M key represents which connection is used to connect the drive into the socket. For NVMe, it has one slit and it looks like this. For SATA protocol, the connector has 2 slits and it looks like this, which is the B key. The support size of the M.2 drives are identified by these numbers, which are basically the measurements of the modules in millimeters. So for the 2280, the width is 22 millimeters and the length is 80 millimeters. And that's how we get 2280 form factor. For the read speed, Sony recommends 5500 megabytes per second or higher, which is not that bad, but I would definitely do higher. For this drive I got on Amazon, which I will leave the affiliated link down below in the description, runs at 7000 megabytes per second, which is the speed I prefer. This drive is 1 terabyte. The PlayStation memory takes up pretty quick, with some games using up to 250 gigabytes. So you can go up to 4 terabytes, but it does get pricey. The neat thing about this drive is that PS5 ready with a heatsink included. Now, before I forget, if you find this information useful, hit the subscribe button and help me get up to 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to be posting videos every week to enhance your PlayStation and gameplay. Now, you can easily remove the PlayStation 5 cover plates. All you have to do is lift it up by the logo and push it this way. And when you're done, turn it around and do the same thing on the other side. Now, once we have it open, this is where we would install the M.2 drive that we were talking about earlier. Just unscrew that little bolt and plug it in. I'm going to be making a video on that, so if you see the link on top, just click on it. We also have the exposure to the fan, so this would be a good time to clean the fan. I also just made a video on this, so if you click it right there, you should be able to see that, and it goes into detail how to clean the PlayStation and the fan. Now, while we have this bad boy open and we're here, I just wanted to point out a little feature that many of you may not know, and that's this little screw here that you can penetrate it with a screwdriver and turn it clockwise. And once you do that, the disc will manually come out. So this is in case your PlayStation shuts down and you have a disc. All you do is take the screwdriver, turn it clockwise, and you will start seeing the disc ejecting manually. Now that's a first for any console I know of, and I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, we're pretty much almost done here assembling the PlayStation. To put the covers back on, it's pretty simple. You just snap them back on, align it with the little holes, turn it around. On this side, you could align it with the logo on the PlayStation and the cover. So you just snap on those little hooks and it should be good fit. All right. Now that we have the PlayStation all hooked up, let's hear it start up for the first time. That was pretty cool. Now we're just going to start setting it up and we're going to hook it up to our Wi-Fi. After our Wi-Fi is hooked up, we're going to adjust the HDR settings. And this is pretty similar, which I'm sure you guys all have done that. You adjust the brightness, the darks, the lightness, and so forth. Now, if you have a game that you want to install, you could put it in right now. I don't have it. We're going to optimize the power settings, and I'm going to go with optimize experience. We agree to the settings, and now we're going to update the software. Once the software is updated, we're going to update the controller. And we're going to sign in to our PlayStation network. Here to transfer your data, I'm not going to do this, but you could do this most effective way with an Ethernet cable. Just hook it up to your PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, and all your data will get transferred really quick. And that was it. That was about 2 or 3 minutes, and we have it all set up now, and we're going to go to the home screen. And we're going to launch Astro's Playroom and do the demo, controller demonstration, and see what kind of cool features we got here. Now this is a good feature to test your controller to make sure everything is working properly, including the microphone, the speaker, the joysticks, all the triggers, and everything else. Now this is a fun little game. If you guys haven't played it, I suggest you test it out. It tests the performance of the PlayStation 5 and the power of it. When you're at the home screen, if you test the PS home button once, it takes you to this menu. And if you hold it for a few seconds, it takes you back to the main menu when you could go to your settings. Now I'm going to show you a few features of the external drive. So if you have it on you right now, plug it in. Once you have it plugged in, go to your settings, and from there go to storage and external drive. So the first time you're going to put in your drive, it's going to ask you to reformat. So go ahead and reformat it. Once you format it, it's going to delete everything, and your drive is going to become a USB extended storage. Now on the extended storage, you are able to save your PlayStation games. So you could set up your PlayStation 4 games, and it will save to your extended storage. So all the games are saved onto the extended storage. Now the takeaway from here is you are not allowed to save media on the extended storage. So here I'm going to record maybe 10 seconds of me playing Astro's Playroom and save that as my media, and we're going to see what happens when I'm trying to save this media into my extended storage. So I played a few seconds there. I'm going to save it to my media gallery, and once I go to copy it to my USB drive, do you want to do that? Yes. It tells you that you can perform this operation because you cannot transfer it to the extended storage. So what you're going to have to do if you want to save media to your extended storage is format it to exFAT format. So you're going to have to reformat your external drive to exFAT, and that will make your drive now a USB drive. Once you have a USB drive as exFAT, now you could save media onto the drive, but you cannot save games, PS4 games and PS5 games. So now when we take this media and we go back to our copy it back to our USB drive, it's successful. A few other key components that you want to change up in your settings for captures and broadcasting. go to captures and video clip format. So you have two options. You have 10K, you have 4K and 1080. So with MP4, you could only save it at 1080. You cannot save MP4 files with 4K. 4K files are WebM files, which are not friendly with photo editing, video editing softwares, or YouTube. So here you could also, include your mic's audio with your friends, so that when you're recording, you could hear them talk. So that's another takeaway. MP4 is 1080 and 4K is WebM files. And here you could also change it to 60 frames per second. So thanks for watching, everyone. This is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, got some information on it, and until next time, take care, all.